And we are live. Dusted. Notification sent out. Oh, whoops. There we go. The links are wrong. I have fixed them. They're good now. Ooh, man. Hey, everyone. Big stretch. Hope everyone's doing well. The beer spin-off, of course, yeah. That's for the next streamiversary. I'm gonna get fucking plastered and see if I can beat Dead Space 3. That doesn't sound like too bad of a time, but also I'm pretty sure there are rules against being intoxicated or under the influence of something while streaming. And also, I don't know if I would like to be drunk in a public space, so to speak, while it's being recorded. I'm discovering the original Ace Attorney trilogy right now. Hope your voice isn't hurting too much. I saw you told me you got them. I hope you're having a good time with them. They're a wonderful time. Hope you enjoy them. Hope your voice isn't hurting too much. No, not at all. Not at all. Can't wait for Herlock Sholmes to yell slurs at the defendant. I really hope not. I hope not. Oh, man. Yeah, believe it or not, considering that I speak loudly for my real job and I speak loudly for my hobby, and I've been speaking loudly for my entire life, if my brother is to be believed, I am relatively good at doing it without wearing my voice out. So all's well that ends well, I suppose. Man, I am a little tired, though. I didn't sleep too great last night, unfortunately. Which I'm sure it'll be fine. I am, but I alternate between blazing through examinations and taking evidence descriptions too literally to the point I run in circles of 10 IRL minutes, thinking I need to search for proof I already have. Didn't notice. Yep, that's about the Ace Attorney experience, I would say. Sounds like you're having the intended time, as it were. That's good to hear. Ooh, oh man. Sorry, keep yawning. Damn. Hold on. Put that back on the charger. Good to go. Alright. I've been playing Crash Team Racing lately. I started playing the original on the little emulation device I got, because despite loving the game quite a lot, I have never beaten it. And so it was a lot of fun to go through it and beat it for the first time. Both the original and the remake, Nitro Fueled. Both of them are really great. Speaking loudly all the time, you did tell us your throat handled a lot worse. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you trying to mask your shame by putting an exclamation point before the message so it doesn't show up on the VOD, expecting me not to read it out loud, little cactus, and enshrine it forever in history? Interesting. Interesting. You have to understand, this isn't Joe's chat room. Messages don't get lost here. They are only found. I regret my words and deeds from last stream. Okay, but consider that the court found you to be not guilty. I want to keep the VODers secure. I'm not afraid of open discourse. Apparently, hit to the head implies a single hit was given to the victim. Not that it's, not just that it's the definitive cause of death. Genuinely had to look up a guide, couldn't figure it out. I was a little too unhinged in public. Errol, please. I have definitely said worse. I can guarantee you that. Absolutely, I have said worse. You're all good there. Feel like I have clips of worse? Oh, most certainly. If anyone has clips, it's you, because I don't think anyone else makes them. You're just being the voice of the people. Exactly. We have a jury system in this game. So, if anything, you're just acting as part of them. Oh, man. Contemplating making a bet for how long we go before someone says something racist in this game. As the streamer, I would like to shoot down that bet. No thank you. Don't do that. I will delete the prediction. Don't do that. Badge for Clipper even shows up in the overlay fitting. That it is. That it is. Oh, man. Yeah, I've mostly been on a massive racing games kick recently for a number of reasons. I'm right now with a lot of my gaming habits. I'm grazing a lot. I'm rather than like tucking into one really long game, I'm playing a lot of different games that I can play in shorter bursts. And get like a relatively fulfilling experience. Like the games that generally have like, you know, a 30-minute to like, you know, 20, 40 minute play sessions and the like, and you'll be able to accomplish a lot in that amount of time. Or just games that are infinitely replayable in some ways. And I'm finding that racing games are really, really good for short play sessions that also feel very fulfilling because you're able to get a lot done in a short period of time, and you're able to improve a lot in a short period of time. Best racing game is Diddy Kong Racing. You probably think Mario Kart's the best racing game. Anyway, it's a toss-up between CTR and Sonic Crossworlds for best racing game. Although I think they're kind of in different categories for me. CTR is a lot more technically complex, and is genuinely a lot more difficult to master than any other kart racer I have played. It is like threading the line between maybe a more traditional racing game experience and a kart racer with its drifting mechanics and how active they are. But the trade-off for that is that when you get good at CTR, you feel like a fucking champion, man. If you're the times when you're able to just drift perfectly and maintain the speed from a boost pad through like even half a lap at some points are incredible. Doing well in CTR feels amazing, even if it's just for these like perfect little short bursts. And I'm comparing that to Sonic Crossworlds, which is definitely more of a like traditional kart racer experience, closer to something like Mario Kart, especially with the drift system that it has, where it's you know, the standard thing you'd be used to with Mario Kart, where it's drift and then release to get the boost, as opposed to CTR, which is you boost while drifting and you have to actively use the boost while you're drifting and time it properly. Crossworlds is much more beginner friendly. It's much more intuitive. It still has some of that same challenge, especially against the CPU racers, who can be pretty fucking brutal. And I think it has much more engaging item usage in a lot of ways that are really, really fun. So it's genuinely a really tough toss-up between those two, for which I think is currently my favorite racing game. But the point being, I've been into them real bad lately. The one that I want to play again is Mod Nation Racers, which is a PlayStation 3 game. The problem is, I don't have a PlayStation 3, and PlayStation emulation is surprisingly difficult. Every word in the game title has an E. That it does. That it does. But yeah, PS3 emulation is annoyingly difficult because you have to, like, use a tool to extract the ISO and then format that into a disk kind of file so that it can be read by the emulator. And it's just a whole fucking headache and a half. I could theoretically just play the PSP version of Mod Nation Racers. In fact, I do have that installed on my little device. But the problem with that is that it's not as feature complete, and for me, that's a big thing. I want that same experience. I wish I still had my dad's PS2. Midnight Club 2 went so hard. Well, the good news is that PlayStation 2 emulation is really easy. PCSX makes it really simple if you can find the ROMs. But you know, the bad news is for some parts of emulation, they don't really do the job because, like, playing on the software or playing on the hardware itself is a big part of the experience. Like the reason that I have a modded 3DS in the first place is because I can't do DS or 3DS emulation on my PC without it feeling wrong to play. I'm not very tech savvy. Neither am I. I cannot stress to you enough how bad I am at navigating software, and I am able to do it. Granted, I had some help setting it up, which that's something that you can always do, just ask someone who knows, but it's very, very simple once you understand the basics. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be able to get to play those games that I had but don't have the hardware anymore. But for now, we have a game that I do have, and I am playing on the hardware. Well, maybe not. It was intended for. Wasn't this originally on 3DS? It's a port. It's this one isn't emulated. This one's just the real McCoy. So let's get to it, shall we? All right. I gotta lock in because we're gonna get right into fucking voices here. I can feel it. Where last we left off, we were just about to cross-examine our defendant, and then smoke bomb happened, and we had to clear out the courtroom. So we're not sure what's going on there, but I suppose we will find out. So let's get to it, shall we? What on earth just happened in there? Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened. Mr. Sato, I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. Smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use. They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about? My thoughts exactly. Well, he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? So many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with a young girl. Who is she, I wonder? Kana? What was she even doing here at the trial? Also, wait, this is just of the devil? It is! It really is! No way! She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Oh, according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems that there were in fact 5 passengers, which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. It is strange. There's a dark passenger. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. By the way, 12 pence or 1 shilling. I hope this helps. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, shilling. Well, shilling comes pretty cheap on this channel, I'd say. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. We'll know soon enough, Miss Sasato. Yes! God, I have to come up with another voice. Don't worry, I got my whole, 56 ounces? 56 ounce water bottle, and it's already halfway gone. I drink water very fast. Oh, hello there. Oh, you're most certainly a recurring character. You look like you might be around for a bit. Or at least show up again. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks. My lord? Hold on. I'll get it in a bit, don't worry. I'm feeling a little gender over there, possibly. It's pretty good. It's a nice character design. I believe you have established the cause of this smoke, which veiled proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious, the army! What in the devil's name? Of the devil, your majesty. It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery. She was caught. And now occupies the stand. Your name, girl. Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? What was it? If I may, my lord? Yes, Mr. McGilded? I think perhaps I ought to explain here why it is that this wee lass here is here in the first place, and why she tried to bolt like that. 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in this case. What did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Oh, we're in the courtroom now. Oop. Oh, we're fine. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, because a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up for the fair start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up in the seat across from me. Then I turned to find where that scream had come from. Bless my soul, what did I find? Wasn't this guy Cockney? Yes, but everyone said he was Irish, so the voices changed. There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding their wee self away. I remain somewhat baffled, I confess. But from what I gather, on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? It's exactly as the defense counsel said. This lass was the fifth passenger, my lord. And she stands up. She looks fucking cool as hell. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel? Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. Stop looking at me like that. Stop looking at me like that. You stop it. All right, well, I know where to start. The night in question, took the back seat, the old bus pulling it off. Loud sound, and we scream up from first start. Feet.
Hold it!
You sat him up? The victim, you mean?
That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said. Could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? 'Tis common courtesy, so it is.
I find that a little hard to believe.
Ah, Lord Van Zeeks. Now why would that be?
You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is.
Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business.
Business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. Thank you, Jaime._exe, the tier 1 sub. Greatly appreciated. Happy to have you. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Well, Van Zeeks, he was sitting down at the time. Yeah, that's right. He wasn't upstanding because he was sleeping. No one sleeps standing up. That's crazy.
Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them. Some would even see me dead.
Take my money, animated paper bag? Gladly. Happy to have you.
So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble.
Are you suggesting you just going to leave the man there?
Heavens alive, no! I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first.
Whys and wherefores?
Right, you are. There's some details I wanted to understand before everyone else got to meddling. We scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same?
Yes. Scream, he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. Trying to find out where that scream would come from. Bless my soul, what did I find? Child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. Where, exactly? You say she was hiding herself?
Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. And our eyes met, well, my heart nearly stopped beating in my chest.
You're really overacting this.
Still and all, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee shinwag with her.
Seat opposite?
That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there.
You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir.
Well, as I'm sure I've mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. Bella's voice this time.
Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats.
Right yard again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, you must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with a knife in his belly.
In other words, Sumari, the previous witness did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason.
Aye, my lord. It was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight.
Sumari, I missed it, I think. It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused, perhaps,
with this young girl. After that, of course, the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. I do wonder how you must be feeling, Mr. Naruhodo. Being the defendant's lawyer and yet finding myself as stunned as everyone else at his testimony?
Let's just say it's trying.
We certainly had precious little time to talk to Mr. McGilded before the trial. We mustn't be dispirited. We must try to learn all the facts we can.
We arrived in London this morning. I didn't see my day panning out like this.
Mr. Naruhodo, no grumbling, even in your head.
How did you know?
Took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off.
A thud and a wee scream. Try a little there.
Felt collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up in the seat across from me.
Is there any evidence of blood on the floor? There is, okay.
That's blood, isn't it? Is something wrong?
Oh, it's just... Well, this blood stain is so obvious, that's all. And yet, Van Zeeks has made no mention of it.
I suppose that does seem a little strange.
Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? A loud thud, you say? And a scream?
Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? 'Twas like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise.
So you think that was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed?
Well, no. You'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fellow on the floor.
You didn't see anyone, but at the same moment, you did hear a scream. Do you recall looking at the floor before during your previous look inside, Jelly? I do, and there wasn't blood there before. I presume from the seats above you on the roof deck, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume.
Not above me, no, my lord. It was from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes.
Okay, so now my question is, do I present the carriage and say there's no blood? Like, assumedly it would be, because there's no blood in the carriage. Or in the omnibus. But that's not true right now.
Hold it!
And when you first got into the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There is some blood from across from where he sat and on the floor. Yes, but the blood on the floor wasn't there before this interruption. When I first examined the omnibus when it was first entered into the evidence, there was no blood on the floor, only on the opposite seat.
There were not. Cabin was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either.
You were the first passenger, as it were. I see.
Aye, that's why I took the back side as I did. It's the most comfortable, so it is.
Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat?
Well, you see, he's a streamer, a little fella. He's got a skeleton, and bright red is his primary colour. Reads his channel from time to time, as it were. By all means, it's how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who stabbed was sitting. Like I said, it is the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well.
I don't think we pressed this yet. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court there was no one else inside the carriage except yourself and the victim.
So I did, sir. So I did. As far as I could see, that is.
What do you mean by that?
Well, now, it's a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up, it came from the, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside.
Good gracious! Under your backside?
And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember?
Yes, of course. There was the whole bus was submitted as evidence.
This would be a very good time to have a thorough look inside. And that's when I found her.
Thank you. I've heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl?
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket.
What? This girl here, a petty thief. The fit does go hard, though. Order! Order! Lestrade is the gumfuck of Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, she had a like an Emma Skye feel about her. You know what I mean? Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. That's How dare you? What is the meaning of this? Just fire and fuck off? I see. The girl, she's gone!
Open your eyes.
Oh, sorry, that's her.
I'm over here.
I'm still doing the Irish lilt. Hold on. What was the point in that little sidestep?
I know what you lot think.
No, I'm still... Ugh, hold on. Give me a second. Hold on, I have to calibrate. It's like the placement of my tongue. Give me I have to like... Let me get a drink of water.
I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all that... No, that's still...
It's like... I'm trying to... My tongue's just not cooperating right now. 1 second.
I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you say, slipped up and got caught in the job. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed the gent. Go on, that's what's in your heads, isn't it?
No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast.
Look, knives are for cowards. No, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers.
No, I'm slipping back into it.
All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional.
Nope. I'm the syllabic stress is all fucked right now. Shit. I need. Why can't I like slip out of it? That's fucked up. It's like I can't. My wires are crossed upstairs.
I'm a professional, all right. Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do.
There we go. I need like certain words to calibrate it. Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs?
Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day. Down where they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best.
Do not wave that thing in my direction again. So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question?
It's all right, lass. I'm telling the truth now. All right, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said.
It's hard. It's very hard to switch between those. There's like something in the back of my tongue that's tensing up when I try to do it. I don't know what it is. The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
All right. I have to.
The oral posture for Irish has an open space in the back of the tongue. Cockney has it lean more towards the middle front. Yeah, it's that's why it feels so tense in the back, I think. Yeah.
So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I tell you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because of that, this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind.
Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand why you would let this street urchin go, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, it is simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact.
How? Well, he was sitting on the compartment she was in before.
As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself.
Okay, let's see. Has anything changed underneath there? Has it been emptied? Perhaps. That bloodstain is definitely new. It's empty. Okay. Wait, should I should probably examine it so that they notice that it's empty. That might be important. First compartment. There's nothing in here. Totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Okay, just in case. Was she in there the whole time and tried to escape the smoke bomb? I think that's a possibility. I think a demonstration is called for.
This is what I sat that night.
And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath this seat, I presume. Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature.
Aye, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there, because I had parked myself on the seat for the duration.
Ah,
So you see, that's why I let the lass bolt.
who's that girl, by the way? I missed the previous parts of the stream to walk the dogs and the She just got introduced now, so you haven't missed anything. She's apparently an urchin that was in the cubbyhole at the time of the murder.
I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I could live with myself if the young girl's life was ruined. If a young life was ruined, and all the time I knew she was innocent.
Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question.
Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of the less fortunate lass.
My goodness.
What a perfect gentleman.
My lord, this fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. We did it! Yay!
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
See, we're gonna get, it's gonna go all towards not guilty, but then now it's Van Zeek's turn to say, fuck you, summation examination. Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leading to a verdict of not guilty. It's time for Van Zeek's.
Mr. Naruhodo, this, well, it must mean...
Must mean what?
that we're victorious.
We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
Objection! Excuse me? If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy. A fucking leg slam? What? This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day.
Emotion?
The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? You really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Good Lord! This evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilded's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What? No way! Order! Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, Counsel? Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend? Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be?
Oh, to be sure. The young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry? Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. This is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks.
Oh no. Well, counsel, you have something to say on this matter. What am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? It wasn't empty. I didn't look. What if you don't look? Is it possible to not look and say I didn't look? What happens if you say that? Okay, well, let's just real quick. If you never examined it. Okay, so because I examined it, am I not allowed to say that I didn't look? Or does it just automatically pick that if you never examined it? I didn't look! Sorry, I'm a failure. I didn't look. But I couldn't lie and pretend that I had.
Perhaps I credited you with too much intelligence. It seems, my lord, that this Eastern initiate is as unreliable as wine from the barrel.
Whoa. Mr. Naruhodo. Well now, it would seem the argument is moot. And the truth of the matter is there for yous all to see, after all. Their cubby hole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is.
Ooh. Why do I feel like something's not right here? I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. You're good to reload if you want to, by the way? Gotcha. I will do so. Because I want to call him on this shit. It wasn't empty. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember, at least. When I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes. Are you sure, counsel?
Be whist! What are you saying now, you daft doll? I thought you were on my side here.
What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position?
As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible.
Interesting.
It's not altogether pleasing, fella.
I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded.
Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That there cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. You think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken?
Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here? I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-landing fleecer and pick purses the pick purse are lying. Another slam. I should probably make a slam animation that's a little faster. Oh well. Ah! Can't believe I was nearly taken in. That stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, a lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick! Of course it's a trick! Too early on that one. I like that his mustache is a horseshoe. It is fun, yes.
Quite so. I must concur here.
Another slide. Oh no! We'll be fine.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. Go for a little bow action. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Well, hold on. You need to turn 4 of them. You only turned 3. That's not how a summation examination works. Thank you, counsel. Excuse me. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The balance of the trial just shifted, almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it seems. Not Christianographer.
So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always.
Hold it!
So, you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run?
Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point in spending a joey to make a few bob, eh? That's the rum idea, ain't it?
Suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. Actually makes sense. Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, that does clear up a little mystery of the fares and all. Or paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, like the 20 to which the cabman testified. And one little scapegrace riding for free. Big conk of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, say. So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat. Nice and easy, right?
But your hiding place is a storage compartment, full of equipment for the coach, no?
Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that out and cram it in the corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, I ran out of breath during that one, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could iron it in the seat. That's all I can tell you.
Would you like information to make this cross-examination less annoying in the near future? No. No. Let me suffer, as is the way. I'll be fine. It seems we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. By the way, I was stuck trying to come up with a thing for the thing, but I hit a breakthrough today. Nice! Very excited to hear about that. Oh, a bob is a shilling, a joey is 3 pence. I see. I thought joeys were baby kangaroos. We'll get there. You just going kind of hard?
It's a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night.
Hold it!
A waste of time? Why is that?
Well, most nights I'm on my own with the I'm on my own in the god permit at least some of the time.
I beg your pardon? Did you say God permit?
Oh yeah, well, that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. Point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while.
And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away.
That's it. Only that night. This cove was sat in my seat from the start. He didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck.
You mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin.
Yeah. Right, mister? To be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you?
So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then. See a blind thing in the hiding place. It's pitch in there. After a while, I hear this loud bang.
Hold it!
When you say loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor?
Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. The point is, it made me jump.
And you let out a scream involuntarily.
That's right. And when I felt the cushion over me, and later all of a sudden,
Presumably when the defendant got up to help, in order to help the victim, yes. Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim. Could it not? Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment?
yeah, I saw it. Pushed up the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? Irishman was sitting up the bloke would have fallen on the seat, fallen on the floor, the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGilden's account, of course. But then, fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking.
Hold it!
And when Mr. McGilden discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place?
I was scared stiff, I was. They dragged me out and sat me down in the seat and all.
Next to the victim, Mr. Mason.
Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling onto me. How awful. Both me hands got covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog.
Both her hands got covered in blood. That must have been what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilden for a while. Is that correct?
He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know me name and what I was up to and that. Then I heard something from above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume.
Well, I didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. And the horses were drawn up smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see you can get away later."
All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes.
It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we would clinch the verdict we want.
Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. I will be kind of amazed if our client ends up actually being guilty. That would be a very, very fun thing to pull on case 3. Set the carriage for the horses like always. Nothing to show for my troubles.
Hold it!
Pitch in there. So you couldn't see into the cabin at all?
Not a jot. Most days I push a curtain up with me head and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle.
I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher.
I mean, I can have a look. Seat I get under ain't as plush as the other ones, see? So most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head.
And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out. I see. Fine is innocent, me lord. He's Irish and didn't die by pipe. I see. Racism in chat. Not accusatory.
The truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink.
What do you have to say about it? Excuse me! Something wrong, Mr. McGilded?
No, I do what is it? I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel?
I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself.
Oh, no. It was nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lasses all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dark. So it's terrifying, so it was.
I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. Still scared of the dark now.
Aye, and I don't know about yourself, but I find that darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah. I suppose it does. Maybe.
Oh, Miss Lestrade! Did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps?
Oh. Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring.
Why am I losing the accent?
But Jabbers, there's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp.
Congratulations on successfully navigating a hurdle that 9 out of 10 players get tripped up by in this cross-examination, by the way, Jelly. I added an extra 20 minutes to my ETA here, but you did it. Is it... Huh? Is the hurdle just... to press on that statement and then pursue? You pressed the statement twice? I did? Out of order pressing. Oh. Oh, yeah, I totally knew. For sure. I mean, after the comment with her, having a butcher and all, I figured, maybe it would behoove me to go back and take a look at some of the other statements. An expert of press turn. Yeah, that's the one. That's what I would have did. That's how I'd have done it. Yeah, just like that. You go around and then go right through it. That's what I'd have done. This motherfucker really said behoove. I do have to use my English degree for something now, don't I? Well, you want me to just waste it? That thing cost me $450 a month.
What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue.
Yes.
What should we make of that last statement of hers?
It's profoundly important! My lord! I believe that statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important? But all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes! Which is the profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Counsel. Nevertheless. Miss Gina Lestrade. Oh, fuck off. That's a famous Sherlock Holmes quote? No, whoa! You mean the game that's like a love letter to Sherlock Holmes is quoting Sherlock Holmes? Whoa! No way. You will supplement your formal testimony by repeating the last statement, please.
What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me.
That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move.
I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring.
Well, yeah, then it would just be press on this one.
Hold it!
So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time, since the moment you hid yourself.
Not exactly, no.
Sorry?
Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then, when I saw this swell getting on, I got my head down so he'd notice me.
And Mr. McGilded sat in the seat under which you were hiding, correct?
Yeah! Would you Adam and Eve it, eh? What a mug! So then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But would he? Not likely! Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was.
Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? Kana? It doesn't add up. Miss Lestrade, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. At odds? Are you sure, man? Absolutely.
Seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared.
So Van Zeeks realized it too. Rabble. Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit party's name at the very least. Yes, my lord! I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded snoring. Think, Ryunosuke, think! Work those little gray cells of yours! Something else she should have heard. Show a person. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On the particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. Sound very clearly explained by the presence of this following person.
Take that!
Take that! Thrice-fired mason. Yes, my lord. Sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. Order! Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus. Is that correct?
Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I?
And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded.
That it was. Not a soul in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight.
So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time.
Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean.
Man, I missed a lot of the episodes and cases. Ryunosuke has a katana, that's +2 to his chadness. Yeah, but also -2 to his chadness, because he lost his chad. What a shame.
Yeah, and I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure.
And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening and closing at all?
Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for the swell to leave.
In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did, or did not hear, is at odds with the facts. Whoa!
Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed.
Lord Van Zeeks. Yes. He knew. He knew all too well there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement.
It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend.
What are you talking about?
You've demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. All right, rebel, whoa, no way. How could a victim possibly? That makes no sense whatsoever. No way. And this girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Oh, Grandma, no! Don't do it! No! Yeah! Granny, how could you? Yeah, she didn't even say anything.
I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she had some rather naughty ways.
Oh, so much phlegm in my throat for that one.
But I must say, I can't abide liars.
Oh, why is my, like... like, my tonsils are getting caught in that voice. And neither can I. Mr. Foreman! I didn't want to judge the girl just because she had some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, my voice slips every single time Jelly does it, so I guess we'll just do whatever fucking comes to mind. I cannot abide liars. Sort of doing the stagecoach guy there. Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 members leaning towards guilty. 5 jury members. He's getting all smug.
Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing.
Ah! It's so over! It's Naruhodo over!
What are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Easter Ramadan?
I feel like that might be a slur.
This is carnage.
It's perfect! Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going... No. Can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilded's innocence. The judge will rule and we'll have lost.
I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen, but those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
No!
Hold it!
Hold it! Wait! Gaelic for idiot, I see. Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, not Liz Tareen. Liz Tareen, is that her name? That's an amazing name. Holy shit. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, I'm making them up. I had one that I came up with. Here's my pitch for an Ace Attorney culprit. All right, it's a movie director who's trying to film his magnum opus, and he kills the lead actor shortly after release in order to drum up publicity for the show. And his name is Fillmore Seats. Spelled like this. Fillmore Seats. I'm pretty proud of that one, personally. -2, I laughed. Shouldn't it be Fillmore? Probably. Stop spoiling Ace Attorney 7. Take your +2 and give me a frontal stare so I can punch my monitor better. Aw, afraid you'll miss if I'm in 3/4. It may shed an entirely new light on this whole case. In Japanese, it's literally just a one-to-one parody of an actual director with no joke in the name. Yeah. Like it's just fucking Stanley Kubrick or some shit.
What are you saying?
Counsel, I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean? King Neptune's crown. Shell City. King Neptune's crown. Crown of King Neptune. Shell City. King Neptune's crown. Shell City.
Council, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen.
The bag is glitching? What is it? Uh-oh. Did something just happen? We good? What's up? We all good? Are you okay? Did I press the wrong thing? Talking about your SpongeBob quote? Oh, I see. Gotcha. Right, my bad. Of course. Naturally.
Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. Yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus?
Sounded like he was just kind of... I didn't realize it was a SpongeBob reference. It sounded like he was just kind of spilling the brain. I see.
There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage.
He was put there after he died. There's another entrance. He was in there already.
Clearly, he was in there already from beforehand.
Okay, the phrasing of that makes me think I've chosen wrong.
Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that clearly in your last sentence?
Yes.
Well said, Lord Van Zeeks. The clearly is troubling me also.
No, that's really not the point. The point is that the victim must have been in the carriage from beforehand.
Then answer me this. By beforehand, to what specific time are you referring to?
Well, clearly,
I shall have to penalize that offense heavily for this irrelevant rambling.
No! I must learn how to ramble more relevantly.
The penalty is evidently not heavy enough, judging from those Nipponese eyes. So I ask you again. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus?
Alright, this time for sure. There's another entrance. Hold on, wait. Nothing underneath. Oh! Is the thud him dropping down from above? Can this open? So I'm sure the witness would have been able to see quite clearly. It's not good for us. Can that latch open? Hold on. Oh, well, I accidentally picked it. Shit. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way. Well, judging by the fact that the music is still going, I have a feeling it might be wrong.
I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold!
Okay, well, we're showing the omnibus, so I think that means that this is the right course of action.
The omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other has only windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door. Objection! But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered.
Oh, really?
Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
Oh no. Oh no. All right, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court. Here is the omnibus in which the incident occurred. Where on earth is this entrance by which you propose the victim entered the cabin? Uryu.
Well, Your Honor. Sorry, my lord.
Take that!
Take that! The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight.
I say, the skylight.
No way.
Objection!
Objection! Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Oh shit! Don't even let him finish. The skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through. We're just trading him right now.
so you claim, but you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory.
Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor.
Yes, which has already been explained as the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with the dagger.
Yes, it has. But would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witness described? This is described. Noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact.
Good gracious!
Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it!
Objection!
Objection!
Oh shit.
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible!
How can you be so sure?
Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person has made mention of such events in their testimonies.
Well, yes, that's true, but... Oh? He's doing some cocky shit?
Might a humble fella make a wee comment here?
Mr. McGilded?
To be sure now, the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. 'Tis a case of them being unable to say.
What?
I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would yous not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Oh my goodness. Surely not.
Those two chaps on the roof.
You mean the ones who stuck that knife in the man were...
Ah! Oh no. Whoa! Hold it!
Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer?
You runner! He said, you runner! What are you insinuating? What the fuck are you doing, man? What are you doing right now? What is this fucking pose?
This is a flaming outrage! I've a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute!
He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I! Mr. Fairplay!
You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and well-respected banker.
And me, a very angry hatter!
Suggesting that someone like me would have stabbed that man in the guts! It's a disgrace! It's scandalous!
Oh, they're doing like horse shit. I see. So he's chomping at the bit like a horse, and he's riding horseback.
I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms.
That's right. I protest too. How about you rotten scoundrel? He's fucking laughing. Bro, why are you laughing like that, dude? Dude, you're about to send someone to capital punishment, dog. Why are you laughing like that? I can see you trying not to laugh.
I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. That is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous.
It's very hurtful, you know.
My lord, if I may comment.
He's mad as a hatter, you'd say.
Go ahead, Lord Van Zeeks. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witness. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof.
Accuse? I never intended to.
It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. You proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus.
Every time Van Zeeks objects, all I can think of is the Jello Apocalypse clip going,
Objection! I'm losing now! That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events.
Not so, dipshit. The seats face different directions.
You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. In our British court of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation.
I know it was rash to put that idea forward without the actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify! What?
Thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on that fellow. We have to see this matter through now, one way or another.
My command of your English tongue will not be wanting. Damn! Damn, Errol! Alright. Crazy. What do you mean, no? You think you're gonna put an exclamation point at the start of your message and I'm not gonna read it? I'm all for preserving my VODs in their purest form. You won't be able to use little tricks like that to escape the court record. You know better. There's filth and rubbish in our midst. We must dispose of it at once. Testify! Testify! What's happening? Mr. Naruhodo? The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy.
Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. My lord. You will take to the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord.
I didn't come here for this. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. My wife has said worse about him. It's all good. I see. I see. Thank you, little cactus, for imitating the pin bot in Joe's chat.
We were the only two people up on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that.
If anything had happened while we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us wouldn't have noticed?
In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We have no reason to kill the man.
Well, the skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it.
If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof?
I've honed in on Red Baron for him and Finny for the horse for First.
I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine how either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck, without the other noticing forthwith.
Unless, of course, they were both in on it.
That's right, you see.
We're innocent, I tell you! Although logical, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in collusion with one another.
What?
Eh?
According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings.
Ha! Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right here. Trial is going on in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy?
Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord. All right, well, we've got an instant objection here. We have an instantaneous objection. We have a fucking gimme before it really gets hard. Most people on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that. If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other would have noticed? In any case, neither of us knew the first thing about the victim. We had no no, not press. Well, I guess we'll go for it. So, you had never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before?
Oh, Loom, no! Not once, not ever.
We never met the man before, he said! Never!
And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either?
That's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir.
No, I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentleman who was inside the cabin.
Well, I guess it was the right thing to do.
Excuse me.
Mr. McGilded?
Yes, counsel. What can I be doing you for?
Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow?
Not the remotest connection. Is that right now, I wonder?
What are you insinuating now?
Ah, Mr. Fairplay. It's been too long, so it has.
Eh?
If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date.
I beg your pardon?
You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir.
At an unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion.
Well, now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? Sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fellow to pass his crimes off on another.
Yeah.
Whoa! No way.
Young Mr. First.
Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir?
You do be making hats for a living, do you not?
He really do be making hats?
That there top hat sliding about on your head. Is that one of your own creations, is it?
Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand? I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine jet walks through the door.
The perfect fit, is it? The perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, so it is.
Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch.
Customers? Such as Thrice-Fired Mason. Oh. Those photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence of fraud, my lord.
Oh, this you mean?
I thought so, yep.
Can't help but think that the poor fellow's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say?
Oh! That's one of my hats!
Aye, that is. So it would seem the brickmaker was a customer of yours.
Is Miguel the first defendant to ever be useful to their own case? He's guilty as fuck?
Sort of customer, I'd wager. You could have had a wee quarrel over the distinctiveness of the goods.
Oh, no, sir! Absolutely not, sir!
Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case.
You little weasel! Ah!
He's
better at this than I am.
Gosh, Mr. McGill has certainly been through this thorough in his research, hasn't he?
Please, don't let a little interruption hold up the proceedings.
Hat Hunter, for having identified the milliner responsible for the victim's hat. I see. I got an achievement for identifying the hat. That was shut the entire time. Couldn't possibly have opened it. The first thing about the victim. So I know that his name is in it. Nothing else I can examine with the knife.
I wonder if these two men really were involved in some way.
Couldn't say. I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although, by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGilded either. It's so hard to know what to believe here.
I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial.
Evidence.
No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury.
So you're saying that what we need now is to find a conclusive piece of evidence.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, precisely.
We're the only two people up on that roof deck, dead or alive, I can swear to that. Okay, well so then would I object with this?
Objection.
No? Okay. There's clearly something odd about that last statement made by the witness.
There's clearly something odd here indeed. Your behavior, counsel.
Oh, haha, please don't mind me.
That would be significantly easier if you would lower your hand.
Lower my hand until I prove my client's innocence. As long as it's quite quick.
Hold it!
Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time?
I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute.
He's gonna lose his rag with you in a minute! That's what he said!
Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see? It's shut fast now, just like it was on the night.
So it is? Of course, a fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it still and all.
What?
Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand.
Now you hold on a minute there, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we?
Let's stop biting Arcane, shall we?
I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, I broke wind loudly. I shocked myself with it, as it happens.
Uh-huh. Go on. What the fuck are you talking about?
This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First. Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see. But just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went red as rouge, I did.
Rouge is pink, though? Are you expecting me to sentence you?
Oh, no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside that cabin of shame.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade!
It opens. Skylight. Yes, that is what we're talking about here, right?
Oh. Jesus.
All them skylights open. Dead easy.
That's not it. More easily than you can load that weapon?
That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, I...
Can't do it from the inside, you mug.
Oh!
Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out my ears.
Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities.
Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. And when I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. Well, 4 of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did was, I used a skylight, opened the catch and jumped right through. What? Yeah, catch for them skylights on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin.
The skylight opens from the roof deck? Bailiff, climb up onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify the witness's claims.
Oh, my hat!
See?
Order! 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 So, it appears that this street girl's statement is quite true.
I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck. Mr. Naruhodo, this could be the clue we've been looking for.
Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord!
So the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself.
Like I tried to earlier.
Okay.
Oh! Oh!
Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo.
Why someone like me?
Ah! What is it? Look! Just there! Look at this!
That's... without question.
It's blood! Why would there be a blood stain there? Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it?
Okay, there we go. There we go. So, my bad. Sorry, it's hard to present.
Objection!
On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. You also sped through the cross-examination way faster than I thought. Jelly, you're making insane time. I have been playing a lot of racing games lately, so my PB is kind of insane.
What? That's utter humbug! You can't possibly have any evidence.
No, you can't! I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you! It's impossible!
Irrefutable proof. Here, in this courtroom. Counsel.
My lord!
I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight.
Sorry. My lord. Look here. Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, so, yeah, no, we read this part. I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong button, okay? I pressed the wrong button. We don't have to go through all this again. Just go through it, so let me go through it so that I can present it. I know it's the right piece of evidence. I know it's the right thing. Let me present. All right, got it.
By Jupiter, is that blood?
Ah! This blood stain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open.
What?
And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my! Oh. And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime.
No! Oh, no! Order! Order! Order!
Hold it!
Oh, who? Hello?
Hold it! But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin!
It only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, and that would be very convenient. And let's keep in mind that the skylight can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I?
Oh, but, there's no way to know for certain, is there? If the jet really fell through the skylight, I mean.
Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? Tis all too plain, if you see.
See, that's the problem. That was planted there as well. Yeah.
There is the aftermath that shows this poor fellow dropped from a fair height right there, so it is.
What? No!
But it can't be! It's all lies!
Hold it! My fellow jury members! I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we?
I believe we can. Yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom.
So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
1, 3 then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, what?
Objection!
Oh, shit. Whoa! Whoa!
A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, and what would you be referring to now, Lord Van Zeeks?
A blood stain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void.
What? Why?
For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed.
Objection!
Objection! What are you talking about? It's there for all to see, and it's clearly blood.
Objection!
Objection! I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb.
Whoa. Yeah, I figured.
So I can state with absolute surety, no smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began.
But
Are you suggesting, Lord Van Zieks, that the stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes, and while this court has been in session.
what?
What a palaver. I must say I didn't expect such a crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zieks. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey.
Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I'm well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts.
Adapt the facts? What does that even mean?
When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of the crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient stories, sir.
Tut, Lord Van Zieks. This will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel?
Oh, no.
I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But if yous will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right now, counsel?
No, it is not. I'm sorry, you want me to take the fall for you, motherfucker? I barely give a shit about you. I'm using an old D&D character's voice for you. You think I care enough to keep you as part of the main cast? I just retired that character last month, of my own volition. Your days are numbered. It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time the court has been in session.
My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words.
As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think it could have been possible. I would personally save? Nah. I'm built different. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best I can. Still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There's no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility.
Oh,
I actually hate this. An actual lawyer would get disbarred for doing this. Hey, Pub, I don't know if you've noticed, we're quite outside the realm of what an average modern courtroom operates under. I don't know, man. Perhaps your suspension of disbelief may not be as elastic as mine, but I do believe we're operating just slightly outside the bounds of our current understanding of the law.
Good gracious! Explain yourself, counsel.
Yes, but it goes against the principle of what a defense lawyer does. Listen, man! A defense lawyer is not there for his client in Ace Attorney. A defense lawyer and a prosecutor are there for the truth. And in finding the truth, they do things gayer than kissing boys. That is the essence of the defense and prosecution in the world of the Ace Attorney. I rest my case.
Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit.
Deceit? I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Bang!
Whoa, so scary! Oh no, what's going on here? Be careful, Mr.
Naruhodo. Cover your face!
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape! Secure the omnibus! Hereby call an emergency bailiff. Ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. Oh no, order.
Courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave the chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all that chaos, the full 360? It could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten feckless gouger? Feckless? Gouger? You're supposed to be defending me! 'Tis a wicked plot! 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is!
Objection! Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this court was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus.
Inconsistencies? Such as?
To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat.
I'm taking a drink of water. The defense counsel isn't a witness. They have no obligation to answer questions. Ryunosuke is acting against the interest of his client, which would likely result in a mistrial and or disbarment. McGill did his right to crash out here. Pub, you don't seem to understand. It's not about winning. It's about the truth. That's what the series is about. Pay attention, man. You gotta keep up. The law doesn't matter. This is here for theatrics.
When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have a smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning.
He's responding to my point, not to you, if that makes sense. I see. Yes, but they're going to be like a real lawyer goes against their client when Ryunosuke loses. And they're right to do so!
Unfortunately, Lord Van Zeeks, no one is able to corroborate your claims.
It's true. No, I'm able to corroborate the claims. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut.
Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things.
What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? I have an inkling. My lord.
Yes, counsel?
There is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What?
What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you'd better start watching your back.
Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification.
This trial keeps swinging one way and the other. No idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here?
I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is the alleged mark you claim appeared at some point during the trial?
Oh, no! No! That's blood. No, I know. I just examined it. I know. I examined it earlier. I knew to examine it. I just keep pressing the wrong button to present because I keep thinking space is how I interact with things. It's just not my fault. It's not my fault. That's the evidence. Got it. There. If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom.
Good Lord! Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue.
I believe that blood stain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine, or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. Pub fuming right now. Fucking fuming. Steam coming out of his ears right now.
Ah! This trial is over.
Mr. McGilded?
I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it is all over now.
But you're the defendant.
'Tis over, I tell you. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw. 'Tis all a nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is that bloodstain is there, now.
Well...
And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing reaper of a Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I'd thought better of Lord Van Zeeks. Well, my lord?
I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence, and in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue. Would you?
Your lordship can't be serious.
Lord Van Zeeks, what is your position?
Ooh. Getting paralegal in the chat room right now.
The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first.
Formality. As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded would be found not guilty.
Yes.
Which would mean we've won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now, with all these unexplained inconsistencies?
Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please.
Yes, my lord. The defense believes... Full fucking send, baby. Full fucking send with with just a teensy little save scum, just in case, you know, this is perhaps, you know, a bad end situation. The defendant could be guilty. I'm here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence.
What are you saying, man?
Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent.
Good gracious me! Order! Order! This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused's innocence into question. Are you of sound mind?
Oh, 'twas a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was a grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Your job here is done, fella, and some fine work you've done, so you have.
What do you mean?
It's just as the right honourable gentleman so succinctly put it afore. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality.
I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake?
His lordship would be fuming. And any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said.
The stinking rich are always guilty of something. You mock my words.
I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted the lovely man who gave us that lovely part.
Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea.
Thank you kindly, my lord.
I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
Objection! But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain on the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth.
Lord Van Zeeks, my lord. The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord.
Objection! But, wait! When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zeeks ordered the evidence to be secured. Thank you, Dude, for the Tier 1 sub. 11 months, coming up on a full year. Greatly appreciated.
I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter.
That's so unfair!
The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not, be required to proffer judgment.
What? Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense.
You mean to tell me this is all but a grand waste of time?
'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further,
We can always go ahead and try and change the law.
Magnus McGilded.
Good grief! You've more to say to me, have you?
Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over.
Well, something to look forward to then.
I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not guilty? No.
Fantastic voice work, Jelly. Thank you. Thank you. Doing great. It helps that I have some voices in the repertoire. I can't believe it. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. Damn. Is this the only... Is this the first ever mistrial in Ace Attorney? Has this ever happened before? The courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. And the first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end. With the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. This isn't a mistrial, he was declared not guilty? I see. I see. We won! Yay! We did it! Excellent work, everyone. 18th February, 5:14 p.m., the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Did you know that in Scotland, until this year, a defendant could be given a verdict of not proven rather than not guilty in cases where there was reason to believe the defendant was guilty, but evidence given was insufficient? Huh. Certainly was a long trial. Yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil, and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Miss Sasato. Thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. Trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that! Sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. I just realized, is this a good point for a break? I feel like it's a good point for a break. We probably should have taken a break there. We'll take one now, because I didn't even realize we were at 2 hours. You're about to end? I see. Gotcha. Okay, alright. Gotcha. I figured. You have like 10 more minutes of the case? Alright then. We'll break and then we'll break once we finish up with this and then escapades or whatever. We'll see. We'll see. Sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Hey, that you did. Mr. McGilded. Ah, that girl is with him too. Next escapade is placed after case 4. Damn it. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 6 anonymous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them by now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I heard there was a sight to behold. And to be sure it was. And have you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a free man, then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. Ah, 'tis water under the bridge.
Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Aye. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abstinent deed. It is grand, is it not?
I suppose it is.
Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I've absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay.
Not that fun. I should have known this motherfucker was red white as soon as I saw those rings. Not that funny.
So then, as we agreed aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella.
Oh, no, I couldn't possibly accept that much.
Oh, that'd be a waste. You're the humble people, are you? You're from the east. Well, if you insist. But have this, still at all. You deserve a reward.
Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom.
Courtroom? What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe.
I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule.
Well, I must be making tracks now. It's time for the inspection.
Sorry? What inspection?
They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself.
I love that the Japanese etiquette of refusing to accept a big fat reward like that works against Ryunosuke because McGilded is immediately like, okay, cool, never mind. Yeah, very, very fun, very sleazy.
You're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally! I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting yous. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain.
Getting fat-tongued in the back there. There he goes. Free man. Oh! Forgot she was here, too. Oh, shit!
Don't move!
Whereas I want to say, get a move on. It'll just take forever to load that thing. Mr. Strahd, would you mind putting that thing down?
You're a grown-up.
Sorry?
I ain't no grown-ups.
Ah, there you are. Hello?
Naughty, naughty, running off like that.
Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now?
And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ha! Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me.
Excuse me, but who are you? I love her outfit. Very fun.
Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
The inventor?
Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, and more white. If I have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself.
We have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all? Character I thought I'd fucking hate and ended up adoring with my whole heart and soul by the end is here? I see.
I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing into a different omnibus and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon.
What's it? I have no idea what this girl is talking about.
Anyway, you're coming with me now, back to my laboratory.
What? What for?
You apologize, of course, City, to my technician.
What? You mean, say sorry?
You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before.
An adult?
I don't listen to no adults. Come along then, follow me.
On, have it your way.
Oh, good. You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end.
Rotten adults. I'm fairly sure that's not what. It's not the. I'm fairly sure that what she wants is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours.
We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for the fuss.
Her name is Tesla. He was a lively one.
Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too then?
Or way now too? Yes, you're right. But where to?
Oh,
We haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. The traveling cases are still with the bailiff.
I was originally planning to, spend today in search of lodgings.
But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck.
Don't worry though, I have a plan. Worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night.
Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park.
I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through.
I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elder one.
Oh dear, it doesn't sound agreeable.
New thought unlocked, Hobo Lawyer. Play Apollo Justice, the best Ace Attorney game. You should play Ace Attorney Apollo Justice, the best Ace Attorney game. You should definitely play Ace Attorney Apollo Justice, the best Ace Attorney game. I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room or mansion. And so, trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned, the case was far from over. So fucking hyped. So fucking hyped. Oh man.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick! What the? How did this happen? I don't know, sir. By the time I got here,
This guy looks like a Mario and Luigi NPC.
no one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating. No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there. This can't be.
Oh. Hold on. Did he? Did they just let them die? I guess so. Yay! The Adventure of the Clouded Kokodo. And the last one is The Hound of the Baskervilles. I'm really excited for this one. Man. I remember in Leighton vs. Wright when Maya died in a fire. Good times. Did you see this? I did not see that. Hold on, let me pull it up. So fucking stupid. The fucking leg stomp is crazy. That's insane. He's either guilty as fuck or he knows something going on behind the scenes and actively stepped out of retirement to remove any corruption and wrongdoing he knows about. It's possible that I don't know who's in there. I don't know who is in the fire. I hope it's Mr. McGilded. Personally. Alright. Let's get some music going, and then we'll do an end of stream. Get those scran bets running. We'll do a scrandle anyway. Anyway, I love that case. That was a great case. Really, really, really love how they're shaking up the structure of an Ace Attorney game in so many different ways with this game. We had our first case, which was a very standard first case, if a bit long. We had our second case, which was entirely investigation, but introduces a new dynamic to investigation that makes it feel closer to the excitement of the courtroom sections of the game. And then we have a third case, which is entirely courtroom, as opposed to investigation plus courtroom, because it's introducing an entirely new dynamic with the courtroom as well, so you don't get overwhelmed, possibly as a new player, with having to do investigation and courtroom stuff, and having to deal with the jury, and everything that's going on there. It's really slowly building up all the different pieces of how an Ace Attorney game works, and then providing you with all the different gameplay formulas. It's really, really good so far. Very fun to have his first real case end with, yes, a not guilty verdict, but like so obviously the wrong verdict. Will they have different jurors each time, or do we get to name them each time? I think we'll have to name them each time, which is going to be great. But yeah, I can see why people love that case. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty exciting. It's action-packed. It's got a lot of really fun characters that it introduces. Very engaging take on the formula of an Ace Attorney case that shakes up the entire structure while still giving you all the highlights that the series is known and loved for. I had Liz Tureen, Kristen Ographer, and Dan D. Chap. Dan D. Chap is a good one. Also, Van Zeeks is incredible. Yeah, Van Zeeks is an immensely powerful presence. He just commands the stage as soon as he enters the scene. Very, very fun. He's like the perfect blend between Von Karma and Simon from Dual Destinies. Is the vibe that I'm getting. I really, really, really love that case. Also lets you look at the crime scene without a full day or more of investigation. Yeah, by having the crime scene be a room that's a piece of evidence, you still have some investigation aspects to it, because it knows that, like, looking around a location isn't as interesting as this is a key piece of evidence, what's going on with it? I know I'm gonna be down bad for some. Errol, you haven't played Dual Destinies? What? What do you mean you're gonna be down bad for Simon? You haven't played the 3DS ones? No! Errol, you gotta get on that. I need you to meet Athena Sykes as soon as humanly possible. I need you to do that as soon as humanly possible and let me know when you do it. I need you to meet Athena. I need you to. Oh, you're gonna love her. You're gonna love Athena. Holy shit. Spirit of Justice has the second best case in the whole series. I still need to play Spirit of Justice. Alright, let me pull up Chandel. And then Scrandle. So this was supposed to be a 4-hour stream, huh? I really blitzed through this, didn't I? Damn. Alright. So let's see. Obviously, we start with the Saito Gambit. No hits on the Saito Gambit. Nothing. Okay, less than 9, not Persona 3, earlier than 2025. So we're dealing with most likely a 1 fan art or low fan art Chandy from earlier than 2025. She's not a 1 fan art Chandy, but I think she's been drawn less than 9 times. No, I can't bet on her being drawn less than 9 times. Let's go Gray Arrow next to the Wheel Chan. Earlier. It's a 1 fan art Chandy, and it's earlier than 2023. Not Merrick. Okay. Huh. Is this another Ass Slapper Gold Hand Chan? It's not EKB, but it is 2021, and it is 1 fan art. Okay. That's tough. That's tough. Shit. Shit. Okay. Ship Chen isn't even in there. Damn. Something from Yakuza probably, or was that 22? I think that was around Christmas of 21. So is it Kuze? Jesus Christ, we're fighting Kuze? No. What we'll be doing after Chandel, we're going to be doing Scrandle, and then that'll be Stream. Ace Attorney? It could be Ace Attorney. The trouble is that a 2021 Chan that's drawn once means that someone drew them one time after Jan Art was created. And Jan Art was created sometime in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. So that means that this is an old Chan who doesn't have a lot of relevance, but was relevant enough to be drawn one time after the database was created. Learning to Draw Chan? It could be Learning to Draw Chan. It was Learning to Draw Chan! Damn! Fucking amazing pull! I would have sworn that she had more than one, but I guess that she got drawn once in the, yeah, okay, yep. Because she got drawn once for the Gorgeous View collab, and then she got drawn once for April Fools, but that was just before this database was made. That is a repeated Chan, though. Yeah, we've definitely had her before. Yep, from the Gorgeous View collab. Yeah, we showed the whole thing and then every single individual one. Right? There it is. Now we gotta see if we can find her. Learning to draw... There she is. There she is. Then of course I have to show off my daughters. Pia, next to Quantum Moonchan. Somnium on the end here. Best Somnium I've ever drawn. And Jammy. There she is. Damn, having this in the database does... That's crazy. Crazy for, the difficulty of Chandel. Alright? And time for Scrandle. Alright, folks. Can we choose it? Not only is there no protection against repeat Chans, but it's also not statistically impossible that someday it just starts doing the same Chan every single day for the foreseeable future. Interesting. I had to create 20 plus new wiki pages after that collab because so many Chans were drawn for the second time. Oh man, did that also happen, I assume, after I did my Chantober, Vember, it is not proven that we can in fact choose it. I see. Well, let me provide evidence that may prove my case. We got 5 minutes left on this Saturday Scrandle. Let's get to it. Lotus Donuts for £6. Or hog roast with cracklin. I think it's going to be the hog roast. Oh, right. Sorry, that's for those who scran after. Shit. I forgot about the bonus round. Steak and ale pasty, foot-long Mexican hot dog for $12.50. This has a lot of things that are going against it. It's a hot dog, it's American. What's even on this? What are those jalapenos? What is that? I did the Chantober girls in the same batch, but there were 5 or so from that, including the beef Chans. I see. The pie does look quite sad. This isn't whetting my appetite. I mean, this isn't... Right. Get fucked, get fucked, get fucked, get fucked. Never the Scottish pie. Cheesy chips or chicken and chips? I think... Oh, that's not a great portion. That's not a great portion. Left. Wow, that was close. Wow, that was close. Salt and pepper loaded chips, pizza, and beer. Those look great. Left. Left. Easy left. Easy left. Easy. Chili cheese dog, pork sandwich. This looks fucking awesome. Chili cheese dog. Damn, I want to eat that. Oh my god. Just sludge in a bun. Mixed doner kebab with a pint or sausage. It's gonna be the kebab. This looks amazing. What? What? $86.50 for that? That's crazy. Okay, I don't think it's the fucking hear ye hot dog, considering how gray it is. But also, you underestimated the long pee-pee butt? That's true, even I'm not immune to that. Chicken nugget and chips. Yeah, let's go nuggies and chips. Prime loses. The Scottish pie didn't win, Prime lost. Double cheeseburger, it's not the prune dog. It's not the prune dog. It's not the kiwi pie. It's not. It's just not. Chicken tenders and fries with garlic sauce goes fucking crazy. Okay. Me personally, I'm devouring this. I am going to fucking town. I am having a night out, perhaps a shotgun wedding with this curry goat and Nan's chicken. This looks unbelievable. However, it is not more scran than a burger and fries. Right will win, but I know that I would pick left in my heart of hearts. I tried chicken kofta for the first time the other day. Awesome. I might have to get that next time I order Indian food again. Kofta's great. I feel like with chicken tikka masala or tikka makhani, why do you say kofta? Is it kofta? Is it a long O? Kofta? I've never heard the word said before. Either way, I feel like with tikka makhani or tikka masala, the pieces of chicken that you can get, especially if you're ordering it from a restaurant, they can vary a lot in size and toughness and how dry they tend to be. Whereas kofta is chicken meatballs, and those are a lot more evenly portioned, and I like that a lot more. Plus, I'm the kind of person where when I have curry, I like to, like, towards the end of the meal, just sort of mix up all the rice and curry and everything like that and scrape my plate clean. And if I have the kofta, I can, like, chop the meatballs up a lot easier and then mix it all together and have much more even finishing bites there to stuff into my naan. Anyway, it's going to be the ultimate burger. Damn. 9 out of 10. Okay, well, you know, in retrospect, 5 pounds for this German sausage should have... God, though that... This kebab looks awesome, man. This kebab looks awesome. God, I want a gyro. Damn. All right. Could have been a 10. Could have been a 10, but I will gladly, at 5 minutes left, take a 9 out of 10 on a 7 out of 10 average day. That was tough. That's way higher than I thought it would be. This one was easy. This pizza looks fine, but this is chicken and fries, so it wins. Well, it's chicken, it's loaded, you know what I mean. Fuck, I want this so bad. I'm hungry, can you tell? All I had today was some mac and cheese with hot dogs, which is, can I say, a delicacy. A fucking American delight right there. Making some mac and cheese, cutting up some hot dogs and throwing them in there, frying them up a little bit. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, this looks amazing. I want to shovel this entire thing into my gaping maw. Hot dogs need something crispy. My brother in Christ, that's why you chop it real thin and fry it up. Get a nice crisp on it. I'm doing that tomorrow, but with turkey bacon. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. This was a toss-up, but, I mean, who doesn't love a McDonald's nuggie? A non-toasted bun on a hot dog is awful. I don't know about that. Sometimes you want a soft bun on a hot dog. Steak and black pudding pie. I mean, the prime loses. The prime loses. Prime and a hot dog, disgusting. This is a pretty good looking pie. I don't like how the top looks, but it's a pretty good looking pie. It's not the wrinkle dog. It's not. This is just an awesome looking burger. These don't look great, but like chicken tenders and chips, this had with garlic sauce. Fucking love garlic. I love garlic so much, man. When I cook, I use like probably twice as much garlic as the average person does. I want garlic to be a prominent flavor when I cook. Kenny's having a 70% minimum. No, they don't. Oh, no, they do. 80. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. Never mind. I thought this was way lower. Because in my mind, it's lower. You're right for that, Jelly. I am. And then this, again, this is awesome, but it is not as scran. The burger buff. The burger buff always takes it. Done. If we refresh, can we get a double scran? Do we want to run it back? You know, fuck it. Get those scran bets rolling. We got time. We got time. The back-to-back. Get those scran bets in, folks. Another scran. You know what, folks? I'm feeling seconds. I gotta say, this will certainly help with my steadily growing appetite. God, what am I gonna make? What are we gonna make? Bandle? No. No, I don't think so. What can I do in the meantime? What can I do in the meantime? I'm going back home in 2 months, and the first thing I'm getting is something with garlic tombs. Oh, I've never had tomb, but it looks incredible. I want a gyro so bad. I just had a gyro last week, and the week before, but like there's a gyro shop really close by. Oh man. Metazua? It's great, but it needs to be made carefully. Yeah, it absolutely does. Pokidoku? You know what? We'll go for Pokidoku. Why not? I'm bad at Sudoku. But let's go for it. We'll play until the scran bet. All right. I didn't read the rules. Paldea plus okay, well, I'm already fucked. Because I didn't... Like, I didn't play... I didn't play these games. I'm fucked. Well, hold on a minute. Uniqueness rank 900. Oh, these don't matter. I just need to match the... Okay. Well, I do know I can get Clodsire on this one. However, what if I go for Whooper? Because most people are going to say... Well... I'll go for Clodsire because that's my guy. 7%. Damn. Okay. Fighting. I straight up don't know any fighting Pokemon or psychic Pokemon from this region. Anyway, for Sinnoh fighting, we're going to go Infernape, obviously. Easy money there. Sinnoh Poison, we are going to go, oh, what is it? Hold on. Shit. What's the slug thing? The one that has, like, east and west. Toxicroak's not a bad option. Toxicroak is not a bad option, but that's not what I was thinking of. Shellos. Is that it? Yes! Shellos. Which, is Shellos poison? Shellos is poison, right? Yeah. No? Water ground. Damn. Alright, Toxicroak it is. No, you know what? We're gonna go Krogunk, because that's my guy. Sinnoh's Psychic. Uxie. Alright. Bug Psychic, Bug Poison. Okay, Dustox. I'm pretty sure is Bug Poison. Bug Fighting. Bug Fighting? Is there a Bug Fighting? Hold on. It's the mosquito one. What is it? Flex something. What's the mosquito one? Heracross might be a more common pick. I'm going for Buzzswole, thank you. Bug Psychic. I don't know any for these three at all. If you're doing niche, you go Slitherwing. I see. For bug fighting, I see. Have you seen the NL Pokidoku video? I have not, no. Yeah, I couldn't even hazard a guess for any of the, like, I got nothing. Orbeetle? You're looking these up. I am not... Okay. You're not about to tell me that you got into fucking competitive Pokemon for, like, a fortnight. Like, a fucking mid-month tryst with competitive Pokemon for some reason. Is the Moon Salamence Psychic? Psychic Bug, that dead Is that... Oh, not Nincada. Not Ninjask. What is it? Shedinja. I think that's Bug Psychic, yeah. It's not. Oh, no. It's Ghost, right. It's Ghost because, yeah, I should have known that one. I'm trying to pull from my Gen 3 knowledge because that's what's going to be strongest, but it's not going to help me at all up here because I straight up did not fucking play any of this shit. This is Pokidoku. I only know 2 Bug Psychics and you definitely don't know them. What, do they go to a different school? Gardevoir and Hariyama had Paradox form. Did they? Gallade had a Paradox form, I thought. Iron Valiant. Iron Hands would be fighting though, right? There are only 3 Bug Psychic Pokemon, starting with Sword and Shield. Okay, so 0% chance I get either of these then. Unless someone just tells me. Yeah, you know, or I can just look. I feel this is cheating, right? Opening up fucking Bulbapedia, this is cheating. Right? That has to be considered cheating. So I give up. Gardevoir isn't psychic anymore. Oh yeah, she's fairy, isn't she? What are these? Are these... Oh, I see. Most common, least common. Ooh, Budu. Good one. I don't think these should count as Sinnoh. Oh, these surely don't count as Sinnoh Pokemon. These are from the fucking Kalos region. Hold on a minute. I don't know about that one. That seems like kind of bullshit to me. Fuck off! What is this thing? I like that bug. We didn't get any of the most common ones, though, so we're chilling. Or beetle. Did we get any, like, really uncommon ones? No, nowhere close. Well, I mean, I guess Clodsire is the closest. Anyway. Let's go back for seconds, folks. Can we choose it? Yes, we scran. We already did. And we're going back for seconds. Listen, man. I just said that I would annihilate it. Absolutely. If it's for those who scran after, I'm going for this. This is divine. Brazilian barbecue or salt and pepper chicken balls. Left. It's the Brazil. That's way too low. That's way too high. Fuck. For 25? And it has the aura of the hat. Like, this is awesome looking, but like, come on. Yeah, 80. That's so tough. That's so tough. Dirty nachos, for sure. It's not the pie. Fuck. This one looks gross. This just doesn't look appetizing. I'm sorry. What the fuck happened? Fried chicken. Easy. 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 Chicken and beer. Easy. 95. Korean chicken and beer. Easy. Currywurst. That's insanely low for currywurst. Burger. Fuck. Left? Yeah. Wow. Fucking easy 10 out of 10. Easy 10 out of 10. Are you kidding me? Cruising down on Breezy Street with this one. Damn. This was the hardest one. Am I not a gracious and powerful Scranatier? Hmm? This chicken looks awesome. This chicken looks awesome. I don't know why this currywurst is rated so low, but it's not the prune dog from yesterday. This is an amazing looking smash burger. If you're quitting on dulls, can you do the how many animals can you name in a minute? But you get one more. You get more time every time you name one pseudo dull. What's your perfect scran ratio? Let's see. Hold on. Oh, that's showing February, so we can't go forward to March, but I have a 10 out of 10. I mean, I'm seeing a decent amount of perfect scrans. I rarely, if ever, get below a 7. I was on a fucking heater in August. Wow. And I know these 1 out of 10s here, I was going for an imperfect scram. I'm sorry, wait. I can't play Scrandal anymore. I can't play Scrandal. I can't ruin that. Who goes for imperfect scrans? Me when I fuck up on the first one and decide maybe I should, you know, go see if it would be more impressive to get all of them wrong. I gotta say, this is a good transition to Death March after all with the end of the case jelly. Yeah, I would say so. Please next time take a lot of time arguing about your choices and hesitating, talking price, lighting and all before choosing an answer to any given scran. I'm used to Joe's old man pace. Your zoomer rhythm is throwing me off balance. Thanks. I'll see what I can do. My apologies, Srem. My sincerest apologies. All right. That's going to be all. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I will not be streaming tomorrow because I have work. The next 2 Sundays, I will not be streaming, so the schedule is going to be a little unorthodox. However, I'm going to have a schedule posted on the Discord because we are starting the Death March. For all of March, we are going to be playing an assortment of survival horror games. Not generally speaking, they're going to be in release order. So we're going to start with some of the games that are considered or are the earliest examples of the survival horror genre, and we'll be working through the genre until we get to more contemporary releases, just so that I can, 1, play a lot of survival horror games, which I know I love and which I think are fun to stream, and 2, look at survival horror as a genre and sort of examine how developers inflict horror. One of my big pet peeves, and I've talked about this before, is the idea that a lot of people have about horror games that horror is just, am I scared? Right? And the idea being, if you aren't scared, like afraid to keep playing, then it has failed as a horror game in some way. I take sincere umbrage with the idea of horror being such a limited genre in that capacity, and of games in terms of their interactivity being so limited to just inflicting horror in the sense of fear. Because, you know, I'm sure anyone who's played the games knows, and especially people coming from Joe's community, it's very easy to not be scared by a horror game, you know? And I think that it would be interesting, and I think it would be useful to examine the genre and to see, was being scary ever the point? Did they get FNAF horror, the Deadwood horror? Yeah. I don't have the full list of games together. I'm hoping to get some of those together. So if you have any, like, strong suggestions for survival horror games in the Discord, please let me know. I have a general outline, but I don't think it's going to cover the entire month. So if you have suggestions, and I'm talking, like, stuff that is super, super representative of the genre, with the exception of the Resident Evil and Silent Hill series. We are going to be playing, I can confirm, the first 3 games we will be playing for the marathon are Sweet Home, Resident Evil, and Silent Hill. I say those are the first 3. I don't know if they're going to be the first 3, but I will be playing those 3 guaranteed. Amnesia: The Dark Descent is 100% on that list, yes. The final game that I'm planning on playing, the one that we're going to close it out with, is going to be Crow Country as well. Or Crow County. Very, very recent indie release that has PS1 in styled graphics. Ever heard of Martian Gothic Reunification? I haven't. Does Eternal Darkness count? I don't know if that one is even right. It's on my radar, yeah. Again, if you have any suggestions, feel free to send them in the Discord. I'm sort of looking for a lot of stuff in the midpoint between more modern examples and, you know, Resident Evil, which is the front runner. So please send your suggestions in the Discord. For now, let us raid Walrus. Or is Joe still live? I don't think Joe's live anymore. Are Joe or Walrus still live? Walrus is live. We're raiding Walrus. All right. Perfect. Walrus is playing Resident Evil. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. I heard that Hello World Protocol is a small but neat one that I found on itch.io. Cool. Yeah, again, any suggestions, please, please, please send them my way. But until then, I will see you next time in March with Sweet Home as we begin the long and arduous Death March. Have a good one, folks. See ya!